No man ever steps in the same river twice because it's not the same river, and he's not the same man. There's a universal law. Nothing stays the same. Everything is always changing, growing, and disappearing in an endless cycle of creation and destruction. The river is a perfect example of this law. Every moment it is renewed. Its waters never the same from one second to the next. In the same way, the man who steps into the river is not the same man who steps out, because he is changed by the experience. In a world where the only constant is change, our strength lies in adapting. Our goal is to become stronger, wiser, and more virtuous from each experience. Have you ever felt like you're living on autopilot, not really engaged with your life? What if I told you that you could change that starting today? Not next year, not next month, but right now. This isn't just about small changes. It's about a deep transformation in how you engage with the world and yourself. At the end of these lessons, I invite you to think about which lesson resonated the most with you. How will you use this ancient wisdom to create a new, empowered version of yourself today? Lesson 1. Embracing the moment of choice. Have you ever thought about how many choices you make every day and how they shape your life? The Stoics believed in the power of choice and how it shapes our destiny. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The quality of your life is determined by the quality of your decisions." Each decision you make is like a thread in the fabric of your life. What kind of life are you creating? The Stoics taught that every moment gives you a new chance to make a choice. Every morning when you wake up, you face decisions that can either keep you the same or help you grow. These moments give you the power to shape your reality and who you are. Practical application. Start each day by making a conscious decision to steer your day in a positive direction. This could be as simple as choosing a healthy breakfast over a quick, unhealthy one, or deciding to clean up and organize your space instead of leaving it messy. At the end of the day, think about your choices. Did they bring you closer to the person you want to be? This practice of making mindful decisions can turn everyday routines into powerful moments of self-creation. Marcus Aurelius also encouraged reflecting on the nature of your choices. He believed that our lives are the sum of our decisions and that each choice shapes us in important ways. Practical exercise, the evening review. End each day with what the Stoics call an evening review. Take a few quiet moments before bed to think about the decisions you made during the day. Ask yourself, how did my choices today align with my values and the person I want to be? What could I have done differently? What did I learn from the choices I made today? This reflection helps you understand how your daily choices impact your life and improves your decision-making skills for the future. By regularly assessing your actions, you can live more intentionally and virtuously, just as Marcus Aurelius aimed to do. Additional exercise. Stoic meditation on choice. Another way to deepen this practice is through meditation inspired by Marcus Aurelius. Start each morning with a meditation focused on the day's potential challenges and the choices they might bring. Visualize how you might respond to each situation in a way that reflects Stoic virtues like wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. This preparation sets a purposeful tone for the day and helps you handle situations with the calm and grace of a Stoic. Lesson 2. Finding happiness in the present. Have you ever thought, "I'll be happy when," or "once I achieve this, I'll feel satisfied"? This is a common way of thinking, but the Stoics found a secret to happiness that involves letting go of these future goals. Seneca said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without worrying about the future." How often do you feel truly content with where you are right now? The Stoics believed that real happiness comes from embracing the present moment, not from future events or material things. They thought that chasing happiness through external means is like chasing the horizon. It's always just out of reach. Instead, they encouraged finding joy in the simplicity of everyday life and in the growth we experience through our daily challenges. The key to this Stoic principle is to detach from the results of our actions while fully engaging in the actions themselves. By focusing on our current actions and attitudes rather than potential outcomes, we can find peace and satisfaction no matter what happens. Practical application. Start each day with a short meditation focused on gratitude for the present moment. Spend a few minutes in silence thinking about what you are thankful for today, not what you hope to achieve tomorrow. This simple practice can ground you in the present and help shift your perspective from one of lack to one of abundance. Throughout the day, gently remind yourself to return to the present whenever your mind drifts to what-if scenarios about the future. Lesson 3. The power of perception. How often do you let the opinions of others or your situations affect your mood? The Stoics offer a powerful tool to combat this, the power of perception. Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." How do you usually react to challenges, and could changing your perception change your reaction? Perception is a central theme in Stoicism. It emphasizes that our interpretations of events, not the events themselves, shape our emotions and behaviors. By seeing challenges as opportunities for growth, we can transform our experiences from potentially negative to positive. This shift in perception is not about ignoring the difficulty of situations, but about seeing them as opportunities for personal development and mastery. The Stoics practice this by regularly questioning their initial reactions to events and asking if there was a more constructive way to view the situation. This method helps people break free from automatic negative reactions and adopt a more resilient and proactive outlook. It's about finding strength in adversity and turning obstacles into stepping stones. Practical application. Start using this Stoic principle by keeping a daily journal where you write down challenging or upsetting events and actively reframe them. For instance, if you felt snubbed in a meeting, instead of dwelling on feelings of rejection, write down how this situation can make you more resilient or push you to develop better communication skills. This practice of reframing can significantly shift your perspective, helping you cultivate a more empowered and positive outlook on life. Lesson 4. Embracing the discipline of assent. Think about how many of your daily reactions are automatic or habitual. The Stoics teach us about the discipline of assent, which involves consciously choosing whether to agree with the impressions we receive from the world. Marcus Aurelius asked, "Is this something that is or is not in my control?" How often do you pause to ask yourself this before reacting? The discipline of assent is about developing mental strength by not automatically accepting every thought or impulse that comes to mind. It's about evaluating our initial perceptions and deciding whether they align with reality and our values. This Stoic practice teaches us that not every thought deserves our agreement. We have the power to choose which ones we accept and act upon. By doing this, we protect our inner peace from being disturbed by wrong or harmful impressions. Applying this principle involves a high level of self-awareness and self-control. It means taking a moment to step back from our immediate reactions and assess them critically. This pause gives us the space to respond rather than react, aligning our actions with our rational judgment and values rather than with fleeting emotions or misperceptions. Practical application. To practice the discipline of assent in daily life, try implementing a thought pause before reacting to anything significant or emotionally charged. When a strong emotion or immediate judgment arises, take a deep breath, count to 5, and ask yourself, is this impression accurate? Is it in my control? Does it align with my values? This moment of pause can help you avoid knee-jerk reactions and make decisions that reflect your true self and Stoic principles. Building on Marcus Aurelius's teachings, the discipline of assent is not only about pausing before reacting, but also deeply understanding the nature of our impressions and whether they truly reflect reality or are simply emotional reactions. Aurelius encouraged us to question our initial perceptions and seek clarity and truth before giving our assent to those perceptions. Practical exercise. The Stoic reflection. To deepen your practice of the discipline of assent, consider incorporating a daily Stoic reflection, inspired by Marcus Aurelius's own meditations. Each evening, take a moment to review situations where you felt a strong emotional reaction. Ask yourself, what were the initial impressions that led to these reactions? Were these impressions accurate, or were they distorted by my assumptions or biases? How can I respond more rationally to similar situations in the future? This reflective practice helps you not only pause before reacting, but also analyze the root causes of your impressions, developing a more thoughtful and less reactive approach to life. Additional exercise, reality check prompt. Another practical method to strengthen the discipline of Assent is setting up periodic reality check prompts throughout your day. Use reminders on your phone or sticky notes in your workspace that ask key questions such as, is this within my control? Am I assuming something without evidence? What would Marcus Aurelius do? These prompts serve as regular nudges to step back and assess the validity and usefulness of your current thoughts or reactions. This ongoing practice can help you develop a habit of assessing and controlling your perceptions more effectively, aligning with the Stoic ideal of not being swayed by misleading perceptions, but responding based on reason and virtue. Lesson 5. The virtue of self-sufficiency. Do you rely too much on external sources for your happiness and sense of security? The Stoics proposed a radical idea, true self-sufficiency. Epictetus said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." What parts of your life are you giving too much importance to, things you really can't control? According to the Stoics, self-sufficiency doesn't mean isolating yourself or living alone. It means finding contentment and peace within yourself, no matter what's happening outside. It's about developing an inner strength and resilience that stays steady even when the world around you changes. The Stoics taught that our happiness shouldn't depend heavily on others or on material possessions, but on our own character and virtue. Achieving true self-sufficiency requires understanding and accepting what is truly within our control, our own thoughts, actions, and reactions, and letting go of the rest. This understanding frees us from the need for external approval or material excess and leads to a life of simplicity and deep personal satisfaction. Practical application. Start building self-sufficiency by setting aside time each day for reflection or meditation. Focus on what you can control and let go of worries about what you cannot. This practice helps you understand where true control lies. Additionally, try to take on a personal project or hobby that requires self-reliance and builds your confidence in your abilities. This could be learning a new skill, creating something by hand, or solving a problem independently. These activities strengthen your sense of self-sufficiency and inner fulfillment. Lesson 6. The practice of mindful acceptance. How often do you find yourself resisting what life throws your way, wishing things were different? The Stoics promoted a practice called mindful acceptance. Epictetus said, "Do not seek to have events happen as you want them to, but instead want them to happen as they do happen, and your life will go well." How can you start using this acceptance to improve your daily peace and well-being? Mindful acceptance means acknowledging and embracing things as they are, rather than wishing they were different. This Stoic principle encourages us to see life's events, even the unpleasant ones, as chances for personal growth and learning. By accepting reality as it is, without resistance or bitterness, we create a sense of peace and resilience that helps us deal with life's ups and downs. This acceptance doesn't mean giving up or being passive. Instead, it means engaging with life on its own terms. It involves recognizing our power to adapt and respond positively to whatever happens, rather than trying to change reality to fit our desires. This way, we align ourselves with the natural flow of life, leading to a more harmonious existence. Practical application. To practice mindful acceptance, start each day with a simple affirmation. Today, I choose to accept life as it comes. Throughout the day, when you encounter frustration or disappointment, pause and remind yourself of this affirmation. Then, look for the opportunity in the situation. Is there a lesson to be learned, a strength to be gained, or a new path to explore? This change in perspective can turn challenges into valuable experiences, helping you grow and maintain tranquility amid chaos. Lesson 7. The Stoic Art of Perspective Shifting. Have you ever noticed how changing your perspective can completely change how you feel about a situation? The Stoics taught that by altering our viewpoint, we can greatly improve our emotional and mental resilience. Seneca said, "If you wish to be loved, love." How might changing your perspective improve your interactions and emotional responses today? Perspective shifting is an important Stoic tool that involves looking at situations from a different, often more positive or constructive angle. This practice is not about denying reality, but about choosing to focus on aspects of a situation that empower us rather than those that drain us. By intentionally changing our focus, we can reduce feelings of helplessness and increase feelings of control and optimism. This approach helps us step back from immediate emotional reactions that might cloud our judgment, allowing us to face life's challenges with patience, understanding, and wisdom. The Stoics believe that the quality of our life depends more on how we view and respond to what happens than on the events themselves. Practical application. To practice perspective shifting in daily life, start by identifying a common negative situation you face and choose to view it from a different angle. For example, if you dread your daily commute, instead of focusing on the frustration of traffic, see this time as an opportunity to enjoy your favorite podcast, music, or audiobook. This practice of reframing can significantly change your emotional outlook, turning moments of stress into opportunities for enjoyment and learning. Lesson 8. Building resilience through voluntary discomfort. How often do you step out of your comfort zone? The Stoics practiced a method called voluntary discomfort to prepare themselves for unforeseen hardships and to build personal endurance. Seneca once said, "Set aside a certain number of days during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, with coarse and rough dress." What can this ancient practice teach us about resilience and self-sufficiency today? Voluntary discomfort involves intentionally putting yourself in challenging situations to develop a greater tolerance for hardship and uncertainty. This practice helps strengthen the spirit and prepares you for life's inevitable difficulties. The Stoics believe that by regularly experiencing discomfort, you could reduce the impact of external conditions on your happiness and well-being. It teaches that discomfort and pleasure don't necessarily determine our happiness. Rather, our responses do. This approach not only increases resilience, but also helps you appreciate what you already have. After a period of voluntary discomfort, you often find a renewed gratitude for the comforts and conveniences of daily life, which you might have previously taken for granted. Practical application. To incorporate voluntary discomfort into your life, try taking cold showers or fasting for a day. The key is to challenge your usual comforts periodically in a controlled, safe manner. This practice boosts resilience and helps you appreciate your everyday life more, enhancing contentment with what you have. As you adapt to these challenges, notice how your ability to handle stress and unexpected difficulties strengthens, reflecting the true resilience built through this powerful Stoic practice. Marcus Aurelius, a practitioner of Stoic exercises himself, emphasized making these exercises a regular part of life to truly cultivate resilience and a Stoic mindset. His writings advocate for embracing difficulties as a way to fortify the spirit against life's challenges. Practical exercise Stoic Week. Inspired by Marcus Aurelius's approach, you might undertake a Stoic week where you consciously incorporate elements of voluntary discomfort each day. This could involve: Day 1, fast for a day or skip a meal. Day 2, take only cold showers. Day 3, abstain from using all digital devices for a day. Day 4, withhold from a daily habit. Day 5, avoid unhealthy foods or snacks. Day 6, limit your spending to essential items only. Day 7, spend the day in silence, communicating only when absolutely necessary. This week-long practice is designed to expose you to different forms of discomfort, helping you learn about your own limits and how you might expand them. Each exercise provides insight into different aspects of life, encouraging growth and adaptation in various areas. Additional exercise: daily Stoic journaling. Another practical application that complements Marcus Aurelius's teachings is to keep a daily Stoic journal. After each day of your Stoic week, write down your reflections on the experience. What was the most challenging part of today's discomfort? How did I feel initially, and what changed by the end of the day? What did I learn about my capabilities and limits? How can I apply the insights from today's exercise to my everyday life? This journaling process deepens your understanding of each experience, embedding the lessons learned into your daily life, and aligning with Aurelius's habit of reflection as a way to internalize and apply Stoic principles. Lesson 9. Reframing failure. How do you respond when things don't go as planned? The Stoics believed in the power of viewing failure as a stepping stone to success. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." How can viewing obstacles differently change how you handle challenges and setbacks? Reframing failure means seeing every setback not as a roadblock, but as a necessary part of the path to success. This Stoic principle teaches us that failure is not the opposite of success, but a crucial part of the journey. By seeing failures and setbacks as opportunities for learning and growth, we build resilience and perseverance. This change in mindset is key to staying motivated and not getting discouraged when facing life's inevitable obstacles. Reframing failure encourages us to engage more deeply with our goals and to approach obstacles analytically. It shifts our focus from avoiding failure to learning from it, understanding that each failure offers valuable insights that are essential for improvement and eventual success. Practical application. To practice reframing failure, start by setting a personal or professional goal and track your progress. Each time you encounter a setback, take time to analyze it. What can be learned from this? How can this improve my next attempt? Document these reflections and use them to adjust your strategy. This practice not only reduces the emotional impact of failing, but turns each failure into a lesson that builds wisdom and character, aligning perfectly with the Stoic path to personal growth. Lesson 10. Embracing Stoic simplicity. Do you often feel overwhelmed by the complexity of modern life? The Stoics promote simplicity as a path to peace. Seneca said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." What steps can you take to simplify your life and reduce unnecessary desires? Embracing Stoic simplicity means reducing life's complexities by focusing on what is essential. This philosophy teaches that true contentment comes from within and is not dependent on external possessions or status. By removing the non-essential and focusing on our internal virtues, we cultivate a life that is both more fulfilling and less affected by external chaos. Simplification allows for a clearer focus on personal ethics and self-development, which are core aspects of Stoic living. This approach also encourages us to question the necessity and value of our pursuits and possessions, leading to a more mindful and intentional lifestyle. It's about distinguishing between what we want and what we need, and finding satisfaction in the latter. Simplifying isn't just about having less, but about being more. It's about realigning our lives to live more fully according to our true values. Practical application. Start by decluttering your physical and digital spaces. Choose one area at a time, your desk, your closet, or your email inbox, and remove anything you haven't used in the past year. This act of decluttering can be liberating, reducing stress and distraction. After clearing out the unnecessary, establish a habit of questioning future purchases. Do I need this? Why do I want it? How does it serve my fundamental goals? This practice helps maintain simplicity by preventing clutter from building up again and keeps you grounded in Stoic principles. Lesson 11. fostering Stoic mindfulness. How often do you truly live in the moment? The Stoics practiced mindfulness by deeply engaging with the present, living fully aware of the now, rather than being distracted by the past or future. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Concentrate every minute, like a Roman, like a man, on doing what's in front of you with precise and genuine seriousness, tenderly, willingly, with justice." How can practicing mindfulness improve your focus and appreciation of the present? Stoic mindfulness is about staying aware of our actions, thoughts, and feelings without being overwhelmed by them. It encourages focusing on the present, allowing us to respond to life's challenges with reason instead of emotion. This focus helps us make decisions that align with our core values and live a life of purpose and integrity. Engaging in Stoic mindfulness also helps cultivate tranquility by reducing the mental clutter that often leads to anxiety and stress. It teaches us to appreciate the small moments, understanding that life is a series of nows rather than a past to regret or a future to worry about. By focusing on the present, we gain a deeper appreciation for our lives as they are, without constant dissatisfaction or desire for more. Practical application. To integrate Stoic mindfulness into your daily routine, try a simple exercise called the 5-minute focus. Several times a day, pause whatever you are doing and spend 5 minutes fully engaging with your immediate environment or task. Notice the details of your surroundings, the sensations in your body, and any thoughts or emotions that arise. Observe them without judgment and let them pass without attachment. This practice helps anchor you in the present moment, enhancing both your mental clarity and your ability to enjoy the richness of life as it unfolds. Lesson 12. Cultivating the virtue of temperance. How often do you find balance in your actions and desires? The Stoics emphasize the virtue of temperance, which involves self-control and moderation in all aspects of life. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, "Keep yourself simple, good, pure, serious, free from affectation, a friend of justice, a worshipper of the gods, kind, affectionate, strenuous in all proper acts." How can the practice of temperance lead to a more balanced and fulfilling life? Temperance, or moderation, is a key Stoic virtue that helps keep our desires and actions in harmony with reason. This virtue is not about denying oneself pleasures, but about enjoying them in the right measure without excess. By practicing temperance, we align our appetites with rational thought, avoiding the extremes that lead to personal and social problems. It helps us develop a balanced approach to life's challenges and opportunities, improving our decision-making and relationships. Embracing temperance involves a conscious effort to regulate our impulses and make thoughtful choices instead of giving into extremes. This balance is important not only in our personal habits but also in our emotional responses. The Stoics saw temperance as essential for maintaining both physical health and mental well-being, as it encourages a steadiness that withstands the ups and downs of life. Practical application. To practice temperance in daily life, start by identifying one area where you tend to overindulge. This could be eating, spending, screen time, or emotional reactions. Set specific limits to moderate your behavior. For example, if you constantly check your phone, decide to check it only at set times of the day. Alternatively, if you react strongly to stress, practice pausing and reflecting before responding. This conscious moderation will not only improve your self-discipline, but also free you from the highs and lows associated with overindulgence. We have explored everything from embracing the moment of choice to cultivating the virtue of temperance, each offering a unique tool to help you reinvent yourself and master the art of living well. As Stoics, we learn to focus on what truly matters, our actions, our responses, and our values, finding strength and tranquility in our inner resilience. Now, as we conclude our exploration, I invite you to reflect. Which lesson resonated the most with you? And how will you apply this ancient wisdom to create a new, empowered version of yourself today? Remember, the path to transformation is walked one step at a time. Start small, think big, and embrace the Stoic journey to personal excellence. Thank you for joining me on this transformative adventure. Until next time, keep questioning, keep learning, and continue to cultivate your Stoic spirit.